Welcome to The Advocates. I'm Aaron Dean. Senate Democrats are rejecting an offer for information on the trips and gifts given to Justice Clarence Thomas. Republican mega donor Harlan Crow's relationship with Thomas has been under the microscope since early this year. The Senate Judiciary Committee has requested an itemized list of all gifts, payments, and other transactions between the two dating back to more than 2 decades, but Thomas and Crow only agreed to provide the last 5 years. Crow's lawyers also say that the committee cannot make further inquiries in exchange for information. Senators called the proposal insufficient for the committee's ongoing Supreme Court ethics investigation. Hillary Clinton is taking aim at Republicans in a brand new interview. She's calling out Trump supporters for falling victim to Trump's strategy.
It's the classic tale of an authoritarian populist who really has a grip on the emotional, psychological needs and desires of a portion of the population. And the base of the Republican Party, for whatever combination of reasons, and it is emotional and psychological, sees in him someone who speaks for them. And they are determined that they will continue to vote for him, attend his rallies, wear his merchandise, because for whatever reason, he and his very negative, nasty form of politics resonates with them. Maybe they don't like migrants. Maybe they don't like gay people or black people or the woman who got the promotion at work they didn't get.
Clinton zeroed in on Republican Jim Jordan as the ringleader inside the party, and she says that his extremism does not represent a majority of the nation. An Iranian activist who has been imprisoned for 20 years is this year's Nobel Peace Prize winner. Narges Mohammadi won for her activism against violence and the oppression of women in Iran. She has been arrested 13 times and sentenced to a total of 31 years behind bars plus 154 lashings. Her latest charges: propaganda against the state and actions against national security. Her activism has continued while imprisoned. In August, she was sentenced to an additional year after giving an media interview and statement about sexual assault in jail. And switching gears, Dallas Pride has its first black woman at the helm. Dallas Pride recently announced Sherrell Cross as their new executive director, and Cross has big plans and high hopes for the organization's future. When it comes to LGBTQ causes, what have you done in your career and what is your why?
So, transparently, my why is I met my partner 7 years ago, and I am originally from New Orleans, but I grew up in what's considered to be a privileged home. Unannounced to me, I didn't know that I came from a privileged home. Like, I grew up as Catholic, but my parents are very accepting, and we were just taught to treat everyone the same, from the janitor to the CEO. And meeting my partner and hearing her story and her growing up in Mississippi, and then hearing about youth and kids. So she throws Teen Pride. She's thrown Teen Pride for 10 years. And once I realized the disadvantage that so many people of color and LGBT youth had and adults, I wanted to become a part of the solution versus turning a blind eye to the problem.
And also looking at the Dallas area in general, when it comes to the queer community, what is that community like? Especially, Texas is a very conservative state. So what's going on in Dallas?
So to say that we live in such a red state, I can say the community is very vocal and very active. We will stand up and partner with various of organizations to support. I can say that our community, if we hear about something, we will lean into collaborating with multiple sources to make sure that we can fix the issue. And I can say that our community has no problem with going to Capitol Hill or taking that ride down to Austin.
And also, in this role, it said that you will oversee all aspects of Dallas Pride, of course, when it comes to operations like event planning, community outreach, and fundraising. For you, what do you feel needs to be your first order of business?
So I can say it would definitely be more collaborations with diversity. So for me, I want us to think about the aspect from the gay child that becomes the gay teenager, that becomes the adolescent, to the adult, and also the seniors. So I do feel like we have to get a better job on making sure we connect with all aspects. And we do have so many of our youth and adolescents that go through the system, and once they turn 18, they're expected to be these, successful adults, but nobody has taught them how to adult. So making
Mm.
sure that we're setting them up for success so they can then in return become pioneers in our community as well.
Mm. And as you and I both know, representation, it matters. And with you, being a Black woman in this role, what do you think your leadership and your visibility means for the queer community in that area?
I hope it means to them that we see them and that we're calling upon them. I always was taught if you're not bringing others to the table, then, you're not expanding your expertise. So I need everybody to know as they see me that this can be them as well. Because if you would have told me that this would have been me, I wouldn't have even believed it. So now that we're here, I'm calling on all of the queer of color and other nationalities as well on, hey, we're visible, we have work to do, and let's just get to it.
Mm. We do love a call to action here on the Advocates. And, anything that we can look forward to as we wrap up this conversation, anything that your organization is working on that, you want our audience to know about that we can, be on the lookout for?
So we adopted an elementary school behind the neighborhood, Sam Houston Elementary School. We did a back to school drive with them, and we're gonna be doing something for November with Thanksgiving with them. We'll also be partnering with some of the other organizations like Silver Pride to know that our seniors, we have a lot of seniors that may not have family. So we're going to be doing something with them, and in the future, we will be doing a Kiki ball. So we're going to be calling all houses, yes, all
Oh,
houses from every state to come and show your talent in Dallas.
wow, that is exciting. So it's nice to know that you have a lot of exciting things going on. So we will definitely have to keep in touch and
Yes.
see all the wonderful things that you all have going on in that community. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to know that you are in this role.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and let us know how can our viewers follow you on social media. What are your social media handles? Where are you guys at?
So the social media handles are dallaspride.org on Instagram. My social media is Sherrell Cross 30 at Instagram, and you can always check on our website, which is www.dallaspride.org, for updates.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sherelle, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching The Advocates. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to stream us live, and you can even subscribe to our YouTube channel. For The Advocate channel, I'm Aaron Dean.